I'd like to respond now to the many queries that I received yesterday on the inclusion of Victoria Tauli-Corpuz, UN Special Rapporteur on IDPs, in the petition to declare the CPP NPA and certain individuals as terrorist groups. To begin with, the CPP NPA had already been declared a terrorist group by the US State Department and by the European Union. This move, therefore, by the DOJ only reinforces the classification as CPP that the CPP NPA is a terrorist group. Unfortunately, perhaps, the UN Special Rapporteur for IDPs or indigenous peoples, Victoria Tauli-Corpuz, was also included because of intelligence information that she is somehow connected with the CPP NPA. I assure everyone, including the international community, that this is not a witch hunt on UN special rapporteurs. Instead, perhaps, the UN rapporteur system should fine-tune its selection process to ensure that individuals identified with terrorist groups are not given any mandate by the UN Human Rights Council. In any case, we are a civilized country in the Philippines. We will accord Ms. Victoria Tauli-Corpuz the right to be heard, her inherent due process rights, and that is why she is automatically tagged as a terrorist. She can dispute the classification in the regional trial court where the petition to declare the CPP NPA as a terrorist group is currently pending. In our legal system, we adhere to the rule of law, and hence, Ms. Victoria Tauli-Corpuz can submit controverting evidence to what I am sure the DOJ already has, linking her with a terrorist group, the CPP NPA. Now, this classification of Rapporteur Corpus has also resulted in very harsh language coming from the Prince of Jordan, who is also the High Commissioner on Human Rights. I reiterate that the language used by the High Commissioner is uncalled for. I'm very tempted to respond in similar language, but I have opted to restrain myself, opting not to respond in the same ad hominem used by the UN High Commissioner. I will reiterate, however, that such language directed against a democratically elected head of a UN member country is uncalled for and is, of course, an affront on the sovereignty of the Republic of the Philippines. I will, however, state that perhaps the UN High Commissioner's language is because of the fact that they do not have democracy in his home state of Jordan. Jordan's leader is not elected, unlike our president. And so my message to the High Commissioner is, we respect our president in this country because we gave him a democratic mandate to lead. And I would hope that although you do not have the same democratic system in your home country of Jordan, you will respect the kind of democracy that we have in the Philippines. Your language was not just an insult to the Philippines and the Filipino people, it is an insult to all countries who have democratically elected their heads of states.
Thank you very much, Secretary Roque.